What is up, guys? It's Fresh, back with another video. I got a lot of positive comments about Nuclear Revenge, so I made a full episode for you guys, and I want your input on what you think of each story. No proof? No problem. Don't mess with woman's best friend. I manage a bar, and one day I came in to see the place totally ransacked. Thankfully, but weirdly, nothing was stolen, which meant it was someone with a personal vendetta. I had recently fired an employee who I suspected had done it. We hadn't been able to get his keys back yet, so he had a way to get in and knew the alarm code since he would open the bar sometimes. I went to my office and saw that the lock on the door had been smashed in and the CCTV footage was deleted. The only thing that was missing was a clay mold of my dog's paw print I had taken right before she passed away. This dog was my first pet and was my best friend. I always talked about her and had brought her into the bar a couple times on my days off. We let pets on the patio, so all the employees knew how much she meant to me. I kept the mold on my desk to always have her with me. I was sure it was him, he hadn't taken his firing so well. But with no absolute proof, I couldn't just outright accuse him. The bar is a bikini bar and the dude was a total creep. On multiple occasions, he made disgusting comments to the girls. The cherry on top was he came in drunk and groped the girl working. Men who came in could be gross, but the things he would say and did were on another level altogether. When I called all the employees to ask where they had been, he totally outed himself. Before I could even ask him, he said, "I was home with my wife on Saturday night." I just smiled into the phone and said, "I never said it happened on Saturday." He quickly hung up. Gotcha. The police couldn't do anything though with the camera footage deleted. All I had was him knowing it happened on Saturday. Plus, the damage wasn't too bad, just a lot of smashed plates and the lock on the door. So there wouldn't be much to sue him for if I did get proof. So I decided to get even and get my dog's paw print back. He only deleted the night of the break-in, not the rest of the footage, so I combed through hours of footage to find the time he had slapped the girl's ass and grabbed at her tits. But I found something even better. On the camera pointing to the back alley, he was having sex with some chick, probably a prostitute, and definitely not his wife, up against his car. Jesus, this dude was an idiot. He even smiled and waved at the camera. I copied the footage to a USB stick and put it in an envelope. I knew he had another job, so I waited there until he showed up and went inside. I stuck the envelope under his windshield wiper with a note. It read, "Give back what you stole or this will start popping up everywhere you go." It didn't take long for him to text me. I played dumb and acted like I knew nothing about it, but added, "Sounds like whatever you took was important to the person." He told me to screw off and said he didn't have whatever I thought he took. I still played dumb. The next day, I left another USB in his mailbox. I knew his address from his W-2, and another in his windshield wiper again for good measure. I guess he found them both because I received another string of texts asking what the hell is wrong with me. I still played dumb but told him to give back whatever the person was asking for and it would probably stop. He said he didn't have the paw print and was going to the police. Man, this guy was as dumb as a bag of rocks. I told him only I knew the paw print was taken and now I had proof he broke in for the police. No response. I'm no lawyer, but I'm pretty sure what I was doing was just as illegal as him breaking in, if not worse, and he would have had a good case on his hands for blackmail, but he was dumb and probably just wanted it all to go away. Safe to say the next day one of my bartenders told me that the guy that was fired dropped off his keys and a package for me. In the package was my paw print broken in half with a letter that basically said he was sorry and he didn't mean to break it and was just pissed he got fired and to please stop leaving the video. I debated for a good while if I should send the video to his wife anyways, but I found out she was divorcing him because she had found the one in the mailbox. Like the poster said, blackmail? Probably. Is there a legal case against her? Probably. Definitely glad that she ended up getting the paw print back, though. Those kinds of things that carry so much sentimental value and are so entirely irreplaceable are the worst to lose under any circumstances, even more so perhaps to a targeted robbery. So what do you guys think? Beyond if this was legal, was it justified? Would you have done that? Make sure to vote if you approve of this nuclear revenge. Don't mess with my little sister. I have twin sisters that are a couple years younger than me. They are two of the sweetest little girls and avoid confrontation, almost the exact opposite of me. So because they're so sweet, they are prone to bullying. And because they are good-looking young women, most of the bullying comes from girls who are jealous of them. The time of this story, I was 19 and they were 16. My first year of college, I was 3 hours away from home, so any bullying that happened couldn't be directly confronted or taken care of by me. That doesn't mean I wasn't involved. So apparently my younger sister had a new boyfriend that used to be involved with one of the head cheerleaders at my sister's high school. Knowing about a new relationship between the boy and my sister, a gang of cheerleaders started to bully my sister both online and in school. Daily, I would get phone calls from my little sister crying about being harassed. My advice to RKO them and to cut their hair in class did not work because, let's face it, neither of the twins had the balls to do anything about the girls. So instead, I took matters into my own hands and messaged all of the little cheerleading girls involved and let them know if the bullying did not cease, I would make the 3-hour drive home and make them stop. This only encouraged more taunting and bullying, so you can't fight your own battles, for my sister. Since I went to the same high school, I had known these cheerleaders. Actually had an affair with one of their older brothers and almost ruined his marriage. All a part of revenge for my sister. But I also knew that our high school had a no-tolerance truancy rule, and if you were caught leaving campus, you were immediately suspended and in big trouble. I used this to my advantage when I saw that the girls had left campus not only on a Friday, but in their cheerleading uniforms on a football game day, and posted about their lunchtime adventure to Subway on Snapchat. I used this to my advantage and called the school pretending to be an upset woman whose car was almost hit by the cheerleader's car pulling out of the Subway parking lot. I asked to speak to the head cheer coach and made up a whole elaborate story about the girls cussing at me, almost hitting my car while wearing their uniforms and still talking trash to me. The coach assured me that the girls would have consequences and that they shouldn't even have been off campus to begin with. They ended up being kicked off the cheer team and put in school suspension, a room where you sit in complete silence and do your schoolwork while not allowed to talk or socialize or have your phone for a whole week. They never cheered again, which was a big deal because they would post on social media about how much they loved to do it. I called my little sister and told her what I did, and she was amazed at how clever I was and how it played out. Every day she saw them in suspension, she would text me and tell me what horrendous things were happening to them while they were sat with the special needs kids at lunch and weren't allowed to leave anywhere. Kind of started off as regular revenge, trying to get back at a bully. I in no way endorse bullying, and these girls certainly deserve to be punished, but there's an argument to be made that this situation went a little over the top. I know many of you will think it went over the top in a good way, and there's an argument to be made for that as well. But especially when it comes to her breaking up the marriage of one of the bully's older brothers, that's pretty wild. Now, he should not be cheating on his wife, but going in with the intent to harm his marriage is extreme. The fault lies on the man who cheated, and he has no excuse for that, but OP did describe the, in my opinion, malice with which he told his wife what had happened. Let me know what you guys think, though. All in all, was this revenge justified? The burning bush. This is short. I spent 4 weeks gardening for my uncle's ex-wife. I still call her auntie. She said she would pay me $200 a week. When I was done, my auntie told me she was using the family discount and didn't pay me. She had hedges along the fence and 2 beautiful garden beds. So at midnight, I went back and lit her whole garden on fire. She knows it was me. I know it was me. But she can't prove it. Now, I don't think there's a chance in hell that this was legal. I personally don't think it was entirely justified. Let me know what you guys think. Absolute mad lad. Semi-long backstory, sorry. I was super sick as a kid from 2nd grade all the way until the end of 8th grade. I was completely bedridden for 3 of those years. Being in pain, having no friends or a way to make them, and having resentful parents caused a lot of mental issues too. I finally was able to return to school in a small private high school. I was super awkward. I was basically on the socialization level of a 2nd grader still. Super naive and innocent, didn't even know cuss words really. But I made friends with a small group of juniors, and it was fine until my junior year when they graduated and I suddenly had 0 friends. Cue senior guy asshole. I guess not having friends and sitting alone all the time made me an easy target. This guy made my life a living hell the entire year. Sexual harassment, I'm a girl, groping me in the hallway, bullying, even throwing books and objects at me in class. He had a group chat with the guys in my grade where he'd take pictures of my boobs and send them around. He sent me screenshots of their lewd conversations about it just to torment me. I went to the dean with proof multiple times, but since this was a private school and this guy's parents were loaded, nothing happened. Not even a suspension. It just made the bullying worse. Actual confession. I ruined this guy's life. Not before he graduated, not even after I graduated. I was kind of over it until my sister mentioned that his life was going great. He was going to his dream college, just the state school, had lost a ton of weight and was suddenly hot, and had this amazingly sweet and cute fiance. I hated this man, and the only thing that let me ignore my grudge was thinking that he was so repulsive that his life would be downhill from high school. Even though my life had gotten a lot better too, I also lost weight, had a glow up, finally got myself to a point where I had overcome a lot of my trauma, was going to an Ivy League, etc. I just couldn't move past this guy having a good life. He posted some dumb thing on his Snapchat story about cheating on an exam, so I took a picture of it with a friend's phone and emailed it and the guy's name to the Dean of Undergraduate Education. I have no clue if he dropped out, got suspended, or was straight up expelled, but he was no longer in university a couple months after that. That part's pretty justified since he was a cheater, but I didn't stop there. I made fake Tinder screenshots using photos of him from Facebook and high school, including fake chat logs, and sent them to his fiance from a fake Facebook account claiming to be someone she knew who didn't want to get into drama. No clue if it was just believable because he's a dick or if she was gullible, but she thanked me profusely. His Facebook status isn't engaged anymore. This part happened only a few weeks ago. I guess maybe the real confession is that I don't feel bad for doing any of this, even the part with the fiance. This guy messed me up when I was going through a horrible time in an already horrible life. I would do it all over again if given the chance. If I could straight up blackball him from ever finding work again, I would. I feel like a psychopath a little bit, especially since I have zero intention to fess up, and I don't think I'll ever be caught. Alright, so first off, to begin the commentary, I want to assure all of you that I believe there is no excuse for how this man treated that woman. Absolutely none. Whether it's rage of some kind being misplaced in bullying, self-insecurity, it doesn't matter. His actions are inexcusable. However, I do believe that some of her rage is actually misplaced. Some of it needs to be directed toward the lack of action on behalf of the institute that she attended at the time. The fact that the private school did nothing is not actually the fault of the person bullying her, and they deserve some punishment in this scenario as well. That being said, it goes without saying in my opinion that he deserves punishment. Is the punishment that she enacted the right kind? I'll let you guys answer that one. Short but nuclear. So this is actually collectively a few days worth of screw-ups. First off, background story. Ex cheated on me for 2.5 years worth of our 6-year relationship. I found out by a mutual friend of ours accidentally spilling the beans. She lived with her parents on the other side of the state when I moved away for college. Important later. Relationship over at that point. Fast forward to about a few months ago when I was cleaning out our apartment to move again and found a ton of her stuff, including various adult toys like a harness and restraints. Put it all in a box intending to get rid of it. Super resentful of her at this point. Her parents are super conservative Christians living in a Bible club area on a lake. People would go on like getaways there. I'm not entirely sure the terms it's actually called, but that's how I understood it. Anyways, cue one bad day of drinking and venting to a vengeful girl who hated her guts from day one, and she gives me the idea to ship all her toys to her address with dad's name on the box with a letter that states exactly what happened and why I stopped seeing her, etc. Didn't think anything of it. Signed off with a, "Your daughter left a few things at my apartment. She might want them back to help her life with John." It's a fake name. Dad received package on Friday, messaged me today saying, "Thanks for making me aware of what my sinful daughter has done to you. Please don't think bad of us. We were unaware this had happened. The situation has been taken care of." Turns out, taken care of means kicked out of the house and entirely excommunicated from her family. Her parents want nothing to do with her and won't speak with her. She's now homeless and has nowhere to go really because John doesn't have the space to take her in yet. So not only did I get back at her in the most spiteful way, I may have ruined her chance at a stable life, and heaven only knows what will happen here on out. Nuclear by consequence, no doubt, but his intentions were quite possibly more mild than the taken care of that her father alluded to in their brief communication. This is going to wrap it up for our first full interactive nuclear revenge episode, so make sure to let everyone know what you guys think of the revenge stories. Would you have mailed her sex toys to her dad? Do you think his actions were reasonable? Let us know. Thank you to everyone who watched this video. Be sure to subscribe for more daily Reddit content. Drop a like if you liked the video, and I will see you all tomorrow.